What if one man could defy the loud roar of empire not with sword or decree, but with a gentle voice woven in a foreign tongue? This is the story of Claudius Aelianus, known simply as Aelian, the Roman whose words flowed in Greek, capturing the essence of nature and humanity amid the grandeur and turmoil of ancient Rome. Born in a small town near the bustling city of Rome during the late 2nd century, Aelian lived within the might of an empire that spoke Latin in court and law. Yet he chose to compose in the language of Plato and Aristotle, a deliberate embrace of a culture that had long fascinated Romans. His contemporaries called him the honey-tongued, enchanted by the sweetness and purity of his Greek prose. Aelian was no conventional historian or philosopher. His works present a treasury of vivid tales where animals reason, cities reveal their customs, and men's deeds become mirrors reflecting the virtues and follies of life. His writings blend moral reflection with curiosity, transforming natural observation into profound philosophy. Though Aelian swore he never left Italy, his Greek was as refined as those born to Athens itself. His surviving works, 20 rustic letters, the unfinished Varia Historia, and most famously On the Nature of Animals, showcase an imperial revival of Greek eloquence, preserving classical memory through fragments rather than sweeping systems. He favored the fragment as his artistic medium, short, brilliant notes that could be turned and reassembled, illuminating the world in dazzling shards of wisdom. In the epilogue of On the Nature of Animals, he even claimed a place among poets, natural philosophers, and historians, asserting that memory and remembrance were themselves noble arts. Memory pulses through every line of Aelian's work. His epigrams praise creatures gifted with remembrance, from hoopoes reputed to remember their once human origin, to bulls never forgetting an injury, to elephants longing fiercely for freedom after captivity. Dolphins mourn their dead, lifting corpses to the surface with delicate care. Each animal becomes a symbol of fidelity, justice, or piety, silently holding ethical lessons that often shame humanity. Set against this world of animal memory, Aelian recounts human frailty and scandal, the dead refused burial, the moral lapses of nobles, the collapse of ancient virtues. Memory, for him, is not merely recalling facts, but an active, ethical remembrance that underpins society's bonds. Aelian distrusted artificial memory, the clever tricks men use to remember facts mechanically. He noted that animals needed no such artifice, their memory was natural and pure. His poignant metaphor of a dog dying after chewing a magical root of memory warns how human knowledge gained apart from nature can come with a heavy price. His writings unfold under the shadow of the Severan emperors, a time of erasure and violence where even the faces and names of rulers were chiseled away. Against this backdrop, his painstaking curation of stories becomes an act of quiet rebellion, preserving fragments of truth, loyalty, and piety. From the faithful serpent avenging fraternal murderers to hoopoes memorializing filial devotion, each story resists oblivion, insisting that memory bonds us beyond death and empire. Aelian's mosaic of tales is not zoology but a moral anthology, a delicate cabinet of wonders celebrating the fragile art that prevents us from being forgotten. Born during the reign of a philosopher-emperor and living through the reigns of rulers both noble and corrupt, Aelian's life spanned a Rome that was both opulent and unstable. He studied rhetoric under a prominent sophist and emerged as a master of Attic Greek, a refined and elegant dialect that few Romans could claim. Though a priest and scholar, he shunned public acclaim. Instead, he turned inward, creating literature that transformed animal lore into moral allegory and social critique. His On the Nature of Animals is no science book. It offers stories of dancing elephants, whispering snakes, and monstrous sea creatures, each wrapped in lessons about human virtue or vice. His magnum opus, the Varia Historia, stands as a shimmering collection of brief chapters, an anthology of human experience and wisdom. With no formal order, the work invites readers to wander amidst fragments like scattered jewels, assembling their own understanding through reflection and association. Far from chaotic, this apparent disorder is a deliberate moral statement, that knowledge, like life itself, resists neat categorization. Aelian's voice weaves through the mosaic, a consciousness seeking patterns amid multiplicity, blending nature, divinity, gender, kingship, and pleasure. Living in a world of imperial spectacle and instability, Aelian found refuge in the art of assemblage, editing voices from the past into a harmony that transcends time and place. He writes as a custodian of memory, a quiet dissenter who turned away from the tumult of courts to embrace the enduring power of literature. His work survived a tumultuous manuscript tradition, cherished by scholars through late antiquity and the Byzantine era. Renaissance humanists revived his texts, admiring him not as a philosopher but as a guardian of the ancient world's mind, a voice that bridged Greek wisdom and Roman reality. Today, Aelian's legacy reminds us that civilization is kept not through towering monuments or transcendent power, but through the stories we preserve and pass on. His writings live between Rome and Greece, between public grandeur and private reflection, inviting us to remember a past never lost, only waiting to be discovered anew. Enjoyed the video? Give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more. See you in the next one.